Hey YouTube, what's going on? So, as you can tell by the title of this video, Black Lives Matter, I'm sick of you niggas. So, if you're not aware, Milo Yiannopoulos, social commentator, political commentator, conservative, agitator, however you want to describe him, gave a speech at DePaul University the other day. The speech was in regards to what he usually talks about: feminism, social justice, regressive left, and the things going on recently in those spheres. And it was about 10 minutes in, disrupted, or hijacked rather, by some Black Lives Matter activists. Now, personally, I wasn't going to make a video about this. I've seen how Black Lives Matter acts before. I've already made a much more, in-depth critical video, explaining my reasons why I don't associate with the movement, my critiques of the movement, and how they operate, and their beliefs, and their, goals, and their demands, and everything like that. If you want to check that out, I'll link to it in the description. But yeah, I've seen Black Lives Matter do stupid shit 24/7. So, and I've already said before my stance on them. So I really didn't see a point in going back and saying something else again. But I have been thinking about something lately that sparked me to actually make this video. The thing I've been thinking about is that have you ever noticed that Black Lives Matter is very much opposed to self-criticism? Well, essentially criticism of black people. Think about this. Whenever Black Lives Matter talks about issues, with police brutality or, crime rates or incarceration or anything like that, basically any issue that black people face, and someone white comes up and says, well, white people face these issues too, they immediately come back with, no, we're talking about black lives. Don't try to derail the discussion. Don't try to bring your white problems in here. We're talking about black lives. We're focusing on black people. Let's focus on that. You can have we're not dismissing those problems, but we're focusing on black issues. But in the same sense, whenever someone talks about, black on black crime, or issues that black people face in regards to themselves, the high murder rate among young African American men, the incarceration rate, fatherless homes, the issue of welfare dependency. Once all that stuff comes up, they immediately shift and point to, oh well, white people have these issues too, but look at white people, look at what they do, and all this bullshit. If you point out black people starting riots in Baltimore and shit, they say, well, white people riot too. It's funny because anytime the criticism is placed on black people, then they immediately justify bringing in white people to discussion. But whenever it's talking about the victimhoods of black people or the hardships of black people, they want to dismiss all other racial hardships of that white people face or that Hispanics face. They want to solely focus on black people. It's complete fucking hypocrisy. So I figured, hey, it may be time for a little self-criticism, huh? It may be time for Black Lives Matter to look in the mirror. So this is what this video is going to be. My completely open, just unscripted me criticizing Black Lives Matter. So let's get into it.
And the reason you can't see them is because they're not there. Nothing happens. I mean, hello, darling.
Sir, please,
Do you need some help?
Sir,
Do you
please.
need some help?
Sir, please.
We'd like to ask you to please.
Sir, please.
Can we ask you to stop, please?
Sir. Sir.
Be good! What you got to say? What you got to say?
So, if it wasn't for you, for me, that shit was pretty hard to watch. But let me see, where the fuck do I start with this? let's start with let's just start with the two main people, the guy on stage wearing the navy blazer and the chick, with the white shorts. So this guy, if you don't know, in earlier reports, it's been confirmed that the guy actually threatened to assault and punch Milo once he got up on stage, and the girl, as you can see, was all up in Milo's face, being aggressive and threatening him, basically trying to start shit. And Milo kept his cool. I don't know if I could have done that shit, so good on you for doing that. But let's just look at this example of just these two people, because you may disagree, but I'm going to come out and say it. These two people are a great form of symbolism. They're a great personification of the overall black community in America, or at least the urban African American community. So the immediate reaction that these black protesters had to someone up on stage, saying things they don't agree with, saying things that may hurt their feelings or whatever type of reaction they had to it, their immediate reaction, as you can see here, was emotional. Purely emotional. Alright? Just complete all logic, reason out the fucking window. Emotions trump all in this scenario. And the thing is, this is how a lot of black people act. They act emotional. They act aggressive. They do stupid shit like dance around and just shit like that. They get up in people's faces. They threaten them. And this shit happens all the fucking time. And to me, this is one of the core problems that Black Lives Matter that we have, that I believe we face in the African American community, that I don't think Black Lives Matter addresses. We hear all the time from Black Lives Matter that, the reason that all these black people are dying, the reason that we have so many problems in our community is because of, external forces, whether that be the white man, or whether that be the government, whether it be the state, or whether that be, institutional racism. It always comes down to institutional racism, or some Black Lives Matter feminists might say it's sexism and, male power and things like that. It always comes to some sort of external force, external entity that is responsible for our problems. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shit that comes from the state. There's a lot of shit that comes from the government. There's a lot of shit that just comes from general, social interaction and just social stereotypes and stigmas, perpetuated by the collective citizenry of America that does attribute or contribute to black problems or problems that black people face in America. But overall, I think most of the problems are attributed to niggas acting like this. Getting aggressive, hostile, irrational, emotional, and all this other shit is the reason why so much shit pops off in the black community. Now, let me see, where did I start off with? Let's start off with, let's start off with black on black crime. Imagine a scenario where a disagreement just occurred. Someone, let's say someone just said something bad about someone else, and now they're upset at each other. Imagine someone coming up to you and saying, hey, you said this, I disagree with it, I think that was completely uncalled for, I don't really appreciate you doing this, basically going up to someone, respectfully voicing your frustrations, and, calmly seeking a solution to the conflict that you're having. Imagine how that would play out in one party. Let's say one party's doing that. And now let's say the other party in the conflict comes up acting like this bitch right here. Loud, mad, going up in your face, talking about what you go do, what the fuck you gotta say, what you gotta acting like a fucking nigga, ignorant, crazy ass bitch. Imagine that was confronted with the rational person, the sane person, the person who was just, trying to calmly express their frustration or calmly express disagreements. Imagine them coming up to you, or this chick, we'll just use her, coming up to you like that. To me, once that happens, if I were the other party, I'm no longer looking to find a rational solution with you. I'm no longer looking to reason with you. I'm no longer looking to find a calm and, respectful or just, some sort of civil alternative to solving our conflict. At that point, you're a fucking threat. You've proven yourself to be incapable of any type of rationale. Or even if you are capable of rationale, the emotions that you're displaying are so skyrocket fucking high that any type of rationale or reason or logic that may be in your character that I could possibly attain or could possibly get to try to reason with you and try to avoid things to escalate is so far packed down under this skyrocketing, irrational, crazy fucking emotion that I'm not even going to look for it. So after that, what's the next logical conclusion? That's right. I become aggressive. I become defensive. I'm seeing that you're aggressive. You're ready to fucking assault me, you know, so, whoa, what the fuck? I'm not about to just sit here and try to talk to you. No, I'm about to get you to back the fuck up. And to me, I see that's how a lot of conflicts in black communities start. It starts with one person going fucking overboard, going crazy as shit, and then the next person, you know, getting defensive and has to go equally crazy as shit because now they're in fear of their life from this aggressive psychopathic motherfucker. And granted, it didn't happen here, but let this had been the same situation between